Emma. Hi, Poppy. Sophia Soto with the Darts of Color. Big fan of both of you, and your work in this film was just such an amazing experience to watch and enjoy. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Thank you so much for watching.
Of course. So the first question I have is a little deeper and a little more meaningful, but I think it's needed for a film like this with the amazing messaging that is involved. This film is all about, taking a chance on yourself and how it's never too late to dream big. I'm curious for the both of you, when is a time in your life when you really needed to get that advice and, found it, whether it was watching a movie or a show or got it from someone in your life, any avenue that you explored it, and what did it eventually lead to?
Um, uh, okay, so I've been thinking a lot about my little sister who's 15, and we have an 18-year age gap, so I'm 33 now. And just like thinking about, as like young, especially like first generation, like kids of immigrants growing up, of like what we thought was possible for our future. I didn't even go to school. I've like been performing my whole life, but I didn't even go to college for acting or pursue it. I think because in the back of my mind, I was like, oh, that's not practical for me to do. And I just realized there's so much messaging we get that's so like, um, it's so like subconscious and it's so subliminal of just what we think is possible for us. So I feel like with a movie like this, it's amazing just that it's like in this world, it's a given that you can be like a Florida party girl and you can be an astronaut. Like when I see my little sister right now, what she thinks is possible at age 15 is so much bigger than what I thought was possible for me. And a lot of that is just like seeing it, normalizing it, like I think then it felt very exceptionalized if any of us like, got anywhere. It's very like a lot of tokenization. I think especially as like, yeah, like people of color too. Whereas now it's just like she sees kids like her on TV all the time. As a young girl, she's like, yeah, I can go into STEM. Last year, like, right, no, actually not even last year, when she was in third grade, she was like, I'm gonna be a neurosurgeon. And I'm like, okay, so I think so much of this is just normalizing what is possible for us. And like Space Cadet does it in such a like just heartwarming, uplifting way.
I
What
mean,
so well said.
I was
So
gonna say
well.
so well said. I don't even know how I can follow that. But I mean, I can just speak to the fact that I think like as a woman, especially as an actress, and I've been acting for so long, like it never dawned on
I've
me.
been I've been a fan since Nancy Drew. I've been
Thank
here
you.
with you. We've grown
Thank you.
up here with
But,
you.
I never like thought when I was a teenager that I could, that I should like direct a movie or produce a movie. Like that wasn't even in like my mind. And now, like Liz Garcia is a perfect example of like inspiring me where she writes, she directs, she's a mom of two. And like that is so inspiring to me. And like throughout my career to see more women step into these like more typically or historically, I should say, male roles has really made me think like, oh my God, maybe I could direct a movie. Like, and that never even crossed my mind. So I think to just speak within the profession to see so many more women taking on bigger roles and making it look effortless and being a mom is inspiring to me. And I feel like this movie, I mean, the fact that Poppy, Liz, and I all have kids and we did this movie, Poppy, while she was pregnant, that's really special. And it made me feel less guilty taking time away from my son, knowing that we were all like taking time away from our families to hopefully make a movie that will inspire people.
Yeah. Well, both of you like just blew me away with your answers. Okay. Question for both of you. I want to continue on the idea of the themes and the messaging in it because I really just loved it. A comedy is a comedy, but when you have themes in it, it's just a whole different ball game. How do you think the friendship between your characters elevated the messaging and captured it the way it needed to be captured for the story?
I
I mean, I
love it.
love
It's
their
so like
friendship. Yeah. Poppy speaks to it so well about, I know what you're going to say. Say
literally, this is our entire interview.
it.
It's a couple's on the phone being like, no, you go.
Like you hang up first.
No, you go. Um, I really appreciate that the tone of this movie is like so earnest and heartfelt. Like there's nothing catty between these characters. There's nothing like underhanded. No one is secretly trying to take the other person down. There's not like this like, it's just we just want to see each other succeed. We're each other's biggest cheerleaders. And I love that, thinking again about like media that we consume as an example for like how we move through the world and stuff. Like, I think a lot of times, like women or like femme-centered friendships have like a scarcity mindset between them to be like, oh, if you get yours, I can't get mine. And that's like sometimes always the undercurrent. Whereas here, like Nadine's so happy in her lane. She's like, I have my house of contours. I love having babies. Like, here I am doing my thing. And also, like, my best friend wants to be an astronaut. Amazing. And so I love that there is just like this earnestness of like friendship and love and rooting for each other that like we all deserve to have in our lives.
Emma, again, Poppy, anything to add to that? You two are like,
Poppy's
I
you're on
just
it.
had my lunch break, so I'm like, I'm like
Um,
fed.
no, I mean, I agree. I feel like the Nadine and Rex dynamic is so nostalgic. Like it reminded me of like Romeo and Michelle, which is like one of my favorite movies. So Romeo and Michelle's high school reunion. And like I love that when they walk in the room, like they just think that they are the coolest there. And I love that because I feel like, you see movies or shows about female friendship and they're like putting each other down a little or putting themselves down or just not lifting each other up. And so I love that these two are just like, we are the best. And I'm like, yeah, so we should all walk into a room with a little more of that, right? I mean, own it. And I just love that they do that. And I love that Liz wrote that for us to play with.
Yeah. Well, you two are the best. Thank you so much again for your time. Congratulations. And it was such a pleasure speaking with you guys. Thank you.
I'm
Thank
so
you
glad you
so
liked the movie. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes.
The activist directors, comments and the lectures, fanboys, professional artists and professors. Maybe a nerd who's just like you, talking about the things that you like too. So I invite you to the NOC. In full color, you see me. The hard knock life, comics, movies, and TV. Yeah, pop culture with a different perspective. Watch it on your screen, hit play, so check this.